So with the Romanian deadlift, you want to set this up out of the rack so you've got room to move the bar downwards without tapping any of the pins on the squat rack. First of all, you're going to lock your back in nice and tight by just rotating the elbows backwards and just keeping your back through the mid back and the upper back nice and tight. What we don't want to do is extend through the lower back, so we don't want the rib cage flared up. From here, weight should be in your heels. So before you go down, you want to kind of imagine you're squeezing a football between your feet. So that just tenses the glutes. So imagine you're kind of rotating the feet into the ground. You're trying to screw the floor outwards with your feet. And then you're going to push your bum back. Now, when you push your bum back, you want to focus on the hips going backwards. This is what we call a hip hinge. You want to make sure that you're pushing your bum back to a point where the lower back doesn't start to bend. So you'll hit a point where you're in that kind of full glute stretch. We don't necessarily want to feel the stretch in the hamstrings, and usually this is going to end up just below the knee, but it can depend on everyone. Just depends on your kind of anatomy. So push your bum back, hit that point, don't allow the lower back to bend. As soon as you start feeling that lower back bending, you've gone that little bit too far. At the bottom of the rep, you want to brace, the abs are nice and tight, you clench the glutes, and then you push the hips into the bar. So think hips under the bar. You want to finish with your hips in a tucked position rather than the lower back in an extended position and arched backwards. So you want to really keep this movement nice and smooth, making sure that you're clenching your glutes at the top of the rep and everything stays nice and tight. You'll see on this particular demo, this is not how to perform the Romanian deadlift. You'll see that there's excessive lower back bending towards the bottom of the stretch. You'll find that we hit a point and we continue going too far, and that just allows the lower back to kick in, which is not what we want. And at the top, you'll see the similar thing, the rib cage flares up and we extend that lower back. Again, we want to keep the tension in the glutes, so that's how not to perform it. You want to make sure the back's nice and flat and you keep that pressure in the glutes all the way through.